It's Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Love Spell, continuing in Florian's route, and we had a beautiful surprise in the last episode because that's when our sexy night happened, and I thought it was in chapter 7, and I was wrong. You're welcome. So anyway, we're just continuing where we left off. The calm before the storm. It's more like after the storm, but obviously like, oh my god, I almost lost my mouse already. Dee. At the sound of seagulls, my eyes slowly flutter open. I look out the window to see it's dawn as pastel hues decorate the morning sky. I look around to see Professor Atlas's arms wrapped protectively around me as I hear him breathing softly against my back. My thoughts of last night resurface and I can't help but nervously bite my lip. Last night, as wonderful as it was, we crossed a line far beyond student and teacher, one that we can never return from. Shh. Just let it happen. Snore. I'm not snoring for him. Well, but he sleeps with his glasses on. So many details in this game with the sprites and everything, but we left his glasses on. I actually like it. It's funny. Who would have thought that the great, eloquent, and esteemed Florian Atlas snores? Pretty much everyone fucking does, I swear. My nervousness dissipates as I slowly turn around to peer into his serene face. As I brush blonde hair out of his closed eyes, heat rises in my cheeks as I can't help but recall how passionately he made love to me last night. He's waking up. Oh no! What do I do? Pretend to be asleep. That's the only option we have. I stare at him creepily. He stirs and I instinctively close my eyes to feign sleep. Good morning, love. See, this is where I think he should be British, because, like, what American person says love after they talk? I'm just saying. Like, just some American dude, good morning, love. You're like, okay. But, like, with a British accent, you're like, yeah. It just sounds better. Anyway. I silently lay there, hoping to pass off as being fast asleep, when I feel him rub light circles on my cheek. He props himself upright before leaving a chaste kiss on my lips. Flutter your eyes open. Don't pretend like you're asleep. Or should I find a way to wake you? Oh, yeah. Absolutely asleep. Shh. Shh. Snoring and all. At this, I feel a tickling sensation around my waist and my eyes shoot wide open. Look at how adorable his face is. No! Wait! Please! I can't laugh when I have to laugh reading these. It always seems so fake. Ha. To think you were hiding how adorably ticklish you are for me all this time. You're terribly cruel, Spacey. And yet, you're blushing. That's cute. Before I have a chance to protest further, he's tickling me and I'm laughing under him. This is adorable. We're having a tickle fight. Tears well up in my eyes as I beg for him to stop. As he does, a warm, tender smile plays at his lips and he kisses my forehead. Anyone else doing any of this, any of the other characters would be like, oh, okay, it's cute. When it's him, it's like, for some reason, like I'm on the floor. It's just him as a character. If you could have put him in any of the other, like, love interest situations, and I would have been like, it's the cutest thing ever. Just love a man in glasses. I don't know. Don't tickle me! How could you? You're the terrible one! Now, don't give me that look. You definitely didn't seem like you were having such a bad time last night. Oh, I was having a terrible time. You should improve. Let's try it again. Don't make me read it, though. In an effort to hide my crimson cheeks, I bury my face into his chest as I feel his arms wrap around me tenderly. Suddenly, I feel him chuckling. I peer up at him suspiciously as red cheeks and a wide grin now grace his face. Aww. What is it? What's that look for? Nothing. It's just... You screamed out Professor Atlas so many times last night, I might have developed a concerning association. Even in the heat of the moment, we screamed Professor Atlas. I kind of forgot about that, I'm not gonna lie. That is gonna be really awkward when he goes back to class and he's thinking about it, and then somebody's like, excuse me, Professor Atlas? those girls, no wonder why they're gonna throw themselves at him. They're gonna be like, he gets all blushy and, like, embarrassed and, like, gets this far-off sexy look in his eyes when I call him Professor Atlas. He's totally in love with me. Stay away from a man, bitch. I can feel my cheeks turn scarlet as I hide my face in my hands. His laugh only grows as he pulls me tighter into his arms. It's also gonna be a weird kink when we've been married for 10 years and he's like, could you call me by my first name? No, when we're having sex, it's Professor Atlas. That's our weird kinky role play. Because, you know, I mean, we were student and teacher at one point. Like, technically are. Why is it that I can only laugh this easily around you, Yeah, spellbook. Because you're a terrible, terrible man who enjoys making innocent girls like me suffer. Well, my sincerest apologies. You're just too adorable and I can't resist the temptation. As the cries of seagulls grow louder and the room grows brighter, I bring a finger to trace his lips. He grabs my hand and affectionately kisses my palm. Today's the day, right? Should we go get ready for that meeting? Probably, but... My heart lights up as he pulls me even closer, nuzzling into my neck. I feel like I've found a much greater treasure. I don't want to let it go. No. I giggle as I wrap my arms around him again. For the first time in my life, I feel that I've known true bliss. After a couple of minutes, the professor gets up and picks me up bridal style. He winks at me while a coy smirk tugs at his lips. Up for another shower? Not like the one last night did us any good. I mean, I think it did you a whole hell of a lot of good. Just not in the cleaning department, because we got way dirty. Before I can even answer, he starts heading towards the bathroom with me in his arms. A few hours later... What voice do we get? I kind of... Look, it's been a hot minute since they played, I'm not gonna lie. Ladies and gentlemen, please take a seat. We'll now begin the debriefing for the Fleur de la Mar excavation mission. Dr. Lockdar pulls up a presentation alongside another scientist as he begins explaining the origins of the Fleur de la Mar and dissecting the sonar images that we were sent. I can't help but feel excited as I look around the room to watch everyone listening intently at the doctor's discourse. However, late last night we received some unprecedented news from the National Weather Association. At his shift in tone, I can feel the atmosphere in the room grow tense. Dr. Lockdar frowns as he pulls up the next slide. It depicts the path of a newly formed typhoon heading straight for the islands. Murmurs and whispers begin to rise all around the room. I look up at Professor Atlas and see a visibly disturbed expression on his face. Dr. Lockdar, if that projected path is correct, it means that the site of the wreck is falling straight through the typhoon's center in less than 48 hours. Dr. Lockdar nods solemnly before turning to face the screen again. Correct, Professor Atlas, and I'm afraid that isn't the worst of it. Gasps emerge around the room as a new sonar image taken early this morning is displayed on the screen. It shows the ship has literally moved and is on a projected path that approaches a large underwater canyon. Like, as if there wasn't enough shit going on. That's actually kind of funny. Like, you're like, oh my god, but you're like, but wait, I'm gonna stop for a second. Because if this were happening in a movie, you'd be like, oh my god, no! But it would literally be like a 2012 situation, where you're like, wait. Well, the whole world's falling apart. But like every other disaster movie, it's like one thing after another, and you're like, that is not, like, come on! That's exactly what this scenario is. I'm not making fun. I'm making fun of it in the sense of, like, we love this shit. Like, that's why I love disaster movies. You were like, it is so, like, there is no all this shit, Jesus fuck. Actually, it feels like 2020, to be honest. Because every time the month changes, you're like, what now? Like, literally, what the fuck now? But that's exactly what this is. It's like, so first, the ship was just missing, and then, okay, now it's here. Oh, it's here. Oh, but somebody might try to steal the shit from it. Oh, okay. Normal. Totally normal situation. Now there's a typhoon coming straight for us. Oh, no. And it's heading toward a cliff. Ah! There's underwater ninjas down there, too. Not exactly, but it's just the amount of, like, what? It's fucking amazing. I love it. Don't get me wrong. I absolutely love it. I think this is why it's my favorite route, just because I did not know that I needed the underwater fucking excavation adventure that we get in this, and I don't know why. I think it's also because it does have end of days kind of like, oh my god, there's a thing coming in 2 days, we only have 2 days, and then we got it, and it's falling off a cliff, and it's like the panic moment, and it's literally like one of those disaster movies where like everything that could possibly go wrong is going wrong, and it's amazing. I think that's exactly what it is. I didn't realize it the first time I played. It gives me the same like feeling as disaster movies where you're like, everything is going wrong and it's amazing. It's not fun when it's 2020 and that's your real life and you're like, everything is going wrong and I just want to curl up in a ball and cry. No. But like when you're watching it on TV or reading it in a game, it's fucking amazing and it just like, I don't know. I just love it. I don't know why I love it so much, but I do. It's the only thing I can think is it's the disaster movie vibes that I just feel like, I don't know. Anyway, he's gonna underwater canyon, right. The ship moved? How is that even possible? He's like, what the fuck? See, Scientist 1 and I are on the same page here. If the typhoon doesn't get to it first, that ship's gonna plummet over that cliff and there's no way anything will be left to salvage. Professor Atlas stands up and silences the room as he motions towards the new sonar image. It's like, where did that cliff even come magically appeared? Silence! Silence! That's better. It wouldn't be what he sounds like, but I can't do his voice and scream. I'm not good. At all. Also at man voices, but like, whatever. Dr. Lockdar, please explain that image. Thank you, Professor. Yes, well, I'm afraid this ship is intent on remaining one of the world's lost treasures. An underwater current, which we believe to be a product of the fast-approaching storm, is pushing the ship towards an underground peak. Frankly, we have never seen anything like it before. You know what I just thought? Okay, hold on. Alright, you've played the game. I know you have. Like, I was gonna be like, ooh, I shouldn't, cause, like, plot spoilers. Not really. Minor. But you've played the game. Because I told you to go play this game, otherwise you're sitting in the shame corner, and I don't care if you get a little bit plot spoiled, because you should have played the game before getting to this point. We had this conversation, okay? So, yeah, don't be mad at me for spoil. Oh my god, spoilers! You should have already played the game, you should know what's happening. But, I literally just thought of it, because again, I wasn't thinking about it the first time I played through, because I didn't know what was going to happen. And I didn't think about it after, I'm thinking about it now. But I'm like, oh my god, it's like so convenient. There's, oh right, it's magic. It's gonna be like, we've never seen anything like it before. And it's like magic. Oh, wait, it probably actually is magic. Like us writing a name in a book and he falls in love with us. Literally fucking magic that is trying to like, but it, Cliff, and everyone's like, this is a weird, odd phenomenon. It's strange. Yeah, because where the hell was that giant crevice? It just magically is, and the ship is magic. Perfect fucking answer. Because you know, in the real world, if you magic, but in this world, right? It's like, yeah, nope, it's magic. 100% fucking magic. We'll get more into that as we go, but that's where I'm going because 100, like, wow, amazing. I'm assuming that's what they thought when they were writing it out. Like, it'll be like it's magic, and like, see if people figure that out. Or it was, they didn't think of that at all, but, I mean, it's too convenient to have not been thought that thoroughly out. And it'd actually be magic, so, I'm just saying. Dr. Lockdar's tone grows low as he shakes his head. It greatly pains me to say this, but nature will not be granting us the time to properly excavate this wondrous find. And then you gotta wonder why. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. And once that ship plunges over the edge of that canyon, or the typhoon hits on the side of that wreck, it's the end for the Flor de la Mar. Magic. On purpose. I can only stare and worry as scientists and researchers around the room tear their hands through their hair. Many others remain hauntingly quiet. However, we still have some time to salvage something in particular. Look at the shady look on his face. That just looks shady. I didn't notice that the first time, but... At his tone, heads snap up again to take in a new slide. An old photo of an ancient golden cross encrusted with emeralds, diamonds, rubies, and a multitude of other precious stones is shown on the screen. I cannot read that. I can't. So, whatever. Correct. Whatever that is. Or the angel's heart in English, because I can read that. I can't, like, look. There's the little squiggly under the C and the sueño thing over the... I don't know how to pronounce those words. Okay? I did not say whatever. I'm assuming because it's Flor de la Mar, that sounds like Spanish to me, but it could be Italian. No, I don't think it's Italian. I think it sounds Spanish. But I don't know. And I don't know what the thing... Look. Alright. I barely speak functioning fucking English, okay? So, I'm not even going to attempt... Like, you'd be reading it like... Okay, whatever. But when you're reading it out loud, you're like, I'm just not even going to try. So anyway. The angel's heart was one of the greatest... Oh, it's Portuguese. Right, okay. I remember... Yeah, whatever. Portuguese is close enough to Spanish. Isn't it? Isn't it technically, like, similar? Ish. I don't know. Anyway. Anyway. One of the greatest Portuguese treasures ever recorded in ancient history, and historians believe it was on the Flor de la Mar when the ship fell into its watery grave. It's in his voice, I don't know what's happening. As he changes to the next slide, various people rise from their chairs, myself included, at the information that appears on the screen. Professor Entlis narrows his eyes as a deep frown sets on his face. This relic alone is estimated to be worth around $1.3 billion. And motivation! The room erupts in commotion as scientists and researchers alike begin to throw questions and concerns at the screen. Various presenters attempt to calm them down, but Dr. Lockdar speaks over them. Here's, like, the funniest thing, though, right? Like, you do, like, the digging, you're an archaeologist, you find all this stuff. It's not like, ah ha ha, I got it, so I'm gonna sell it to a museum. Like, I don't know how that works, but it's kind of curious, because it's not like, woo, we just got $1.3 billion, unless you're, like, a random group of people. But if your job is, like, going out and trying to find these treasures and do that, like, I mean, you're getting paid, but it's not like you're getting paid, like, we found this $1.3 billion relic, so, man, we just made 1.3. You didn't make any money. You made whatever you made, like, for the job that you're doing, but finding those relics is, like, now it belongs to whoever hired you, like, whatever government, you know what I mean? Like, and unless you're the shady motherfucker who steals this, but then you steal it and you sell it on the black market, but then it's been stolen, sold on the black market, so you made money, and then that person who just paid billions of dollars for the... What? Has it hidden in a secret... What are we, Lex Luthor? We got, like, a hidden... Like, I keep my secret relics in there, things that nobody knows that I own, that I got on the black market. It's just in this fucking, like, hidden fucking vault? What? I mean, yes, that happens, but, like, what the fuck... Again, what kind of fucking Superman villain are you that you, like, are... Like, you're literally a supervillain. Like, you have a superhero arch nemesis if you have, like... a fucking locked room hidden somewhere with your relics that you're hiding from the world that you got on the black market. That's fucking weird. Like, is it just the ha 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 ha, I own this thing? I can just not imagine having so much fucking money that I have nothing better to do but buy stolen ancient relics off the black market and hide them in my basement. I mean, can you just imagine having that much fucking money? That you just are like, I bought everything in the world. Like Elon Musk probably has some fucking, like, secret fucking basement relic room. I mean, like, it's like, I built a spaceship! I got some fucking stolen, like, secret black market paintings in the basement, obviously. I mean, that's, like, the next step. I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, the man has a spaceship. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just fucking weird. Like, man, I wish I were that fucking rich that I was, like, so bored and I was like, I don't know, maybe we should get into black market antiquities. Just that bored that I just have nothing better to do with my money. God, I mean, they could just give it to some of it to the rest of us. I mean, Jesus. It's just, I'm sorry, it's just a weird thing that I keep thinking. Now I'm just like, how do you get to that point? It's crazy. Anyway. Various presenters attempt to calm them down, but Dr. Lockdar speaks over them. And the Indonesian government has tasked me with putting together a small, elite force to go on a salvaging mission for this artifact alone. I mean, maybe you, like, loan it out and you get money for, like, giving it to, like, museums, and then it travels around and they pay for exhibits. So maybe you're like, aha, I'm loaning it out, but you know what I mean? Because there's got to be some kind of lucrative thing to being, like, the government that owns that. Like, ha ha ha, we found it! Yeah! So great. We're going to loan it out to museums as a traveling, or you, like, get tourists for coming in to see it. I mean, but you know what I mean? Like, it's not like you're getting $1.3 billion for it. Again, unless you sell it on the black market. But Dr. Lochtar's motivations. Anyway. Obviously, we lack the luxury of time, so said crew would be leaving tomorrow at daybreak. But sir, that's a suicide mission! The typhoon's expected to hit us tomorrow night! And given the current instability of the sea, the water will be the furthest thing from clear. Locating the ship itself will be difficult on its own. And even with sonar technology, there's still an insanely low chance of being able to rescue such a specific object, even if it's in the ship to begin with. If it's even in the ship to begin with, that makes more sense. I should read. Yes, more than anything, we understand the dangers involved in this dive. Hence why this is a volunteer mission. There's no telling what could happen down there. Dun dun dun. Foreshadowing. However, this is the first and quite literally the last time we'll ever get the chance to recover one of history's greatest lost remnants. I don't care which one of you dies to bring that to me so I can steal it and sell it on the black market. Underlying footnote there. The whatever it is in Portuguese that I can't pronounce has more than just monetary worth. It's a key that can open the gates of understanding a past era in its entirety, and even hold other untold answers about the Flor de la Mar. I'm just curious how you make those leaps, but like, hey, I'm not an archaeologist. I don't know how to do those things. I'm not a historian where you could be like, okay, so I like looked at this and it's like gives me all the answers. Magic. I can't help but swallow hard as Dr. Lochtar narrows his eyes dangerously at the audience. Yeah, he's been giving us that shady look for a while. Everyone has calmed down considerably as they process his words. So now that I've communicated the dangers and the virtues, I ask, are there any volunteers? Take a guess. The room goes silent for a few minutes. A handful of researchers begin shaking their heads, like, fuck no, it's a suicide mission. The tension in the room could be cut with a knife. Well, what should I do? Stay silent, don't tell a joke. This is the worst time to tell a joke. I bite my lip and glance around. No, the atmosphere's too heavy. I don't want to say the wrong thing and make matters worse. Because, you know, if you said tell a joke, I should tell a joke. She'd be like, no, the atmosphere's too heavy. I kind of forgot that we weren't going to actually tell. I'm like, just don't do it. Like, better to stay quiet and watch how things unfold. After a few silent moments, I watched Professor Atlas rise slowly among the audience. Like, if he didn't think he was going to fucking volunteer, we're like, oh, damn, I guess we're going to sit here and do nothing for 3 more chapters. You know, motherfucker, he's going on that mission. I volunteer. My heart pounds in my chest as I can't help but grab his arm and worry. He turns to face me and shoots me a wry smile as he grabs my hand and squeezes it tightly. Aw. One after another, several other figures around the room all stand up to join him. Dr. Lochtar smiles as he eyes the room, an unknown glint gleaming in his eyes. Unknown, yeah. Unknown. He's like, it's an evil glint. Look, it's an evil glint. Excellent. Excellent. A few moments pass, and I also attempt to rise out of my seat to volunteer, but Professor Atlas forcefully pushes me down without giving me a chance to speak, nor stand. He shoots me a look and shakes his head while mouthing the word no. Dr. Lochtar looks around the room and he motions toward a dressed official. The presentation ends and he turns around to face the audience. Those of you who have valiantly chosen to participate in this groundbreaking mission, please follow me to another meeting area where we will discuss the details of what this dive will entail. If we're going to salvage anything off that ship, preparations need to start this second. As for the rest of you, I'd advise to start preparing for inclement weather. As Dr. Lochtar leaves the room, people begin filing out and murmuring. I stand up with a confused expression, but Professor Atlas grabs my arm and pulls me close enough to whisper. You are not going on this dive, do you hear me? You say not, and I say I'm gonna find a way to do it. But why? Dr. Lockdar said they need all the help they can get it. No, and this is not something to be debated. You're going to stay here and pass the typhoon. The minute that storm ends, I want you to get on a plane and go home. Am I understood? My eyes widen as I can't believe what I'm hearing. I shake my head defiantly. No, Florian, please listen to me. I want to help more than anything. Please, even if it's a small role, let me play it. Let me help you. I'm begging you. This mission, it's important to me too. So please let me help. I promise I won't get in the way. Don't you trust me? Professor Atlas lets out an exasperated sigh as he removes his glasses and rubs his temple, shaking his head. It's not about that. It's not about trust, Spacey. You lack any and all experience in this sort of thing, and bringing you here was a mistake. He's like, I brought you here because I was in love with you, and I just thought it'd be nice to be around you, and now that we've had sex, I realized that I really love you, and holy fucking shit, what the hell was I thinking? Like, you need you to be safe. You only think bringing me here was a mistake just because of all the danger all of a sudden involved, but I blink my eyes as pain throbs in my heart. Images of last night pass in my mind. Mistake? Professor Atlas shakes his head as he lets out a sigh. That's not what I meant. It was the wrong choice of words. Bringing you here was a mistake, as in, like... But she's taking it the wrong way. He's like, bringing you here was a mistake. And she's like, a mistake? Like, last night was a mistake? That's not what I said. I said bringing you here was a mistake. And what you mean is like, can you clarify that for me? What exactly you mean? Because now of all the danger that's involved, I'm worried you're going to get hurt, and I don't want you to get hurt. I want to protect you, and now I brought you into something dangerous. Like, I thought it'd be a fun adventure, and now it's like, well, fuck. Now there's a lot of things happening all at once that are bad. And, like, the typhoon, things could get... You know what I mean? Like, that could be bad, too. Like, it's not just like, oh, well, it's a slightly windy day. Like, you know? What do you even see me as? A burden? A child? Or maybe just a joke. She's taken this all the wrong fucking way. Like, dude, that's not what he said at all, and now you're overreacting. That's the only... Okay. I will take this. You're overreacting. You see me as a burden. Oh, wait, back it up. It's a dangerous situation. He said bringing you here was a mistake, not this whole thing was a mistake. And I understand the confusion. Clarification, but she's literally overreacting. I kind of hate it when games do that. I love this game, but I hate when they have to force in this weird, like, everything's going good. We have enough drama going on. Oh, and now we have to force the characters to have this drama moment that didn't need to be there because people need to learn how to fucking communicate. The lack of communication in games drives me crazy. Like, we do it enough in real life. Please don't force it into my games. Because he could have still said the same thing. She could have been like, excuse me? No, that's not what I meant. It's just blah, blah, blah. I can handle myself. No, you can't, but that's a legitimate thing that people... I can totally handle myself. I can totally deal with frickin' what I can't. Never been on a dive before, but I could totally scuba dive, sure. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you think... You know what I mean? That's totally legit, but the whole... and we're gonna have this weird frickin' moment where she just overreacts. Like, is it PMS? Is that why you're literally overreacting? Because you're acting way too emotional. And it just makes... You know what it is? It's just because it makes women look bad. Because I just don't like it when they portray women as like, oh, I'm really emotional. And like, a man blinks at you the wrong way and you're going to have a freak out on him. I mean... I'm an overly emotional person, so it just... But even I'm like, girl, that's not what he said. Communicate with the man before you, like, bawl your eyes out and make him apologize to you for you misunderstanding him. Like, for God's sakes, like... But the men do it too in the game. It just drives me crazy. People just need to learn how to communicate, and it drives me crazy. Like, it's not that hard to be like, excuse me, what the fuck? Get angry. Don't, like, sob hysterically. He said I was a mistake. That's not what he said. That's not what he fucking said. It just irks me. I don't know. Tears well up in my eyes as I can feel my heart breaking. Why? That's not... See, it's this. She's Like, it's not even like, oh, I felt a pain in my chest. Like, I feel a little bit annoyed. Oh, it's not what you meant. Okay, like, she's beyond overreacting. Like, my heart is shattering because he said I'm a mistake and nowhere, anywhere did you should fucking join the Olympics with how far you can fucking leap from that. Like, he's trying to protect you. It's a dangerous situation. You have to be able to fucking do a little bit of math here in your head. That's all I'm saying. Suddenly, an official approaches us and motions towards the door with his head, signaling they're waiting for the professor. Spacey, I don't have the time for this right now. I need to get to this meeting, and you need to follow my orders and get ready for this storm. It's the end of this discussion. And now we're like, he's being mean to me. Yes, because you're being fucking irrational. Without even giving me a second to protest, the professor briskly exits the room with the official without even so much as glancing back. Again, they're manufacturing a little bit of drama here. With, like, him being like, look, I don't have time for this, and storming off, and then we're like, but again, it's too forced. Like, bringing you here was a mistake. Excuse me, what? I don't have time to talk about it. That's not what I meant, blah, blah, blah. And then she could be, like, thinking about it and being like, I just feel really hurt. Did he mean this? And, like, overthinking it as time goes on, because that's 100% exactly what most people do. Okay, some of us more than others, okay. I am guilty of overthinking things. Hello? Do we not know that's why I talk so much in these games? But she had this instant, like, heartbroken, he hates me, I'm a joke reaction, and it's like, that is just, you need to take your crazy pills, bitch, because that's just, I love her in most of the routes, but they have little moments like this where I'm like, that's just not, it just feel, again, it's just forced to make a little bit of drama between them. We don't need that drama between them, though. You know what I mean? Like, you don't need that drama between them with all the other drama going on. Especially because the spell's gonna wear off, he's gonna forget, and that's gonna be the drama. We don't need the extra on top of it. Again, because they had to force her to be completely irrational to manufacture that drama, and it just doesn't fit to me, so. I close the door to my room before a soft sob escapes me. Tears fall from my eyes as Professor Atlas's words replay in my mind over and over again. I can understand her overthinking it now, but hearing me, Philia waddles out from under the bed with a worried look.
Master, why are you crying? Did your tummy hurt?
I quickly wipe my tears and kneel down to pat my little penguin's head in an attempt to keep from worrying her further. No, I'm just overreacting to something. I'm fine, Philia. This was all a mistake. I should never have come here in the first place.
Master, but you were so excited about this. Philia watched you stay up all night studying really, really hard.
I cannot do her voice.
You said you were going to, what was it again? History in the making, or something like that?
My voice is broken right now. I can't help but force a smile at the small creature in front of me. I watch as Philia grabs my Archaeology 101 book from my bag, now filled with highlighter markings, outlines, and notes, almost as if to strengthen her point. Philia. I felt so passionate about this trip, unlike anything I've ever felt in my life. I've hardly slept in days just from trying to prepare for this, and he didn't even give me a chance to prove it. Didn't even give it a second thought. Like, again, it does not take a rocket scientist to go, it's a dangerous thing. I understand the, like, he just blew me off and didn't even give it, but it's also, you have to have some fucking logic and reasoning skill to be like, he just forced me out and, like, confirm. I mean, it's dangerous, but, like, I could have done something to help. But you have to acknowledge it is dangerous. But instead, she's like, he just used me. Girl, it's a dangerous fucking situation. You were there when they were talking about it, and no one wanted to stand up and volunteer. People that have way more experience than you were like, fuck that shit. We gonna die. It's a suicide mission. And you're like, he didn't let me prove it. It's a suicide. Did you not hear them say that? And you're like, I just decided, I'm new here, but I'm gonna take this suicide mission. Girl, the fuck? You crazy. I'm gonna need you to use your logic and reasoning skills. It just makes me angry when, to kind of, again, shoehorn drama in, they make the MC kind of, like, I love her and I love this game, but this moment is like, why are you making her stupid just to shoehorn in some drama it didn't need to be in there? You know? I mean, I kind of get where it goes, so I kind of get it, but it's like saying I seen something, or like nails on a chalkboard where you're like, or when people talk about spit trails. Okay? There's those things that just like make me cringe and tweak me out, and that's one of those things. I don't know why. It's one of those like nails on a chalkboard. I'm like, no! Why? Learn to communicate. Use your logic skills. It's a suicide mission. Of course he doesn't want you to go, dumbass. You shouldn't want to go either. You should be like, well, thank God. Like, he just thinks I'm a joke. I mean, you just started this yesterday. It's your like first day on the fucking job, girl. The fuck? Do you know how to dive? Never done it before in my life. Well, okay. I'm sorry, it just irks me. I still really love this game though. But like those little moments are in every game and they just pile up. And that's the only reason I'm that like about it, is because it's in every game. In every game, there's always a moment where the MC just does something completely where you're like, do you not know how to add? Because that makes no fucking sense. And it's just for the added drama, and it's just... But it doesn't... I don't know, it just bothers me. It's not this game in particular, it's all of them, and it is just welled up to this moment. It's just like one of those like never-ending things. I don't know. I still absolutely love this game and love this route, though. But that's just one of those little moments where I'm like, no, stop it. Rolled up newspaper. Stop pooping on the carpet, dog. Anyway. I wasn't asking to go on the dive. I really wanted to help in any way that I could. But even that was asking for too much. You didn't actually technically say that, though. You're like, I want to help. No. You should have been like, I can't help anything. Like, do paperwork, get people coffee. You know? And then when he was like, no, get away, then I understand you being like, geez. But you didn't actually have that conversation. You didn't use your words, and you're making assumptions here, so. I don't know where I stand with him. Okay. Again, sort of understand that, but also you're kind of, again, overreacting to him just telling you to go home. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what's real and what isn't. I don't even know why I'm here. Although, I could give her a little bit of credit and be like, there is that underlying, it's all just part of a spell. So that is going to make you, like, if you normally have a little bit of doubt, like, huh, what the hell? I could get people coffee, but he shooed me away, and like, I could have, but it's all because of a spell! Okay, alright, I'll give her credit there. Deep down, she knows he's in love with her because of a spell, and so you've got to be doubting some things, and I lost my mouse because I was adjusting myself. Whatever. Anyway, alright. Another tear falls from my eye as I sit down on my bed, staring at the cover of the archaeology textbook. Philia sadly waddles up next to me and offers me a potato chip as consolation.
Philia knows she might not be the best penguin to see this, but Philia thinks Master shouldn't give up on her dreams.
My eyes widen as I stare incredulously at the small penguin next to me. My dreams?
Of course! Isn't Master's dream to rescue old ships or something? Philia doesn't really get it, but she does know one thing. Philia can't speak today. She's got a bit of a cold or something. I don't know what it is.
It's really not. Like, I thought it was fine, but for some reason I can't do her voice.
Master always seems happiest when she talks about Mr. Atlas, or whenever she talks about old ancient ships and buildings and stuff.
I look down at the book in front of me and stare at the cover page. The professor shoots me a wry smile as he leans back to sit on the corner of my desk and crosses his arms. Well, the thought occurred to me that if you didn't have a dream, perhaps I could share mine with you. You know, it's often said that following one's dream is the most perilous, yet greatest adventure one can ever embark on. I stand up as my heart starts pounding at the realization I've come to. Philia stares at me, bewildered, as I pace around the room. I can't help but break into a smile as I spin around to face her. Philia, I have a dream!
Yeah? Feel like I thought we just talked about this.
No, you don't understand. I didn't have a dream before. Up until just recently, I've never found something in my life that I could call that. Something that I could say I wanted more badly than anything. A reason to wake up and fight for every day. But I grabbed the archaeology book, along with all of my notes, and I clutched them to my chest, feeling a sense of overwhelming gratitude. All of this, it fills me with so much wonder and curiosity and excitement. I still don't know what the future might hold for me, but I do know how I feel about all of this. It makes me so happy. He makes me so happy. Philia smiles excitedly as she stares up at me.
So does Master admit she has 2 dreams then?
I chuckle as heat flushes my face and I stare down at the books. Yes, and both of my dreams are leaving on that dive tomorrow. There's no way I can just stay behind. I place the book down as a fire fills my heart and burns more brightly than ever before in my life. I'm sorry, Professor. You went after your dreams, so I'm going after mine. Alright, I need to get on that ship. I need to prove that I'm serious about this, but how? I don't even know where to start, and there's no way he's going to let me into that meeting. The sound of potato chips crunching snaps me out of my thoughts as I stare at Philia immersing herself in a bag. I raise an eyebrow as a diabolical idea pops into my head. Oh, Philia!
Oh no! Why is Master staring at me like that? Stop that! It's scary.
Philia, you said other humans can't see you, right?
Well, no. Except my current master and...
I lift the little penguin up in the air and bring my face close to hers. Philia, I need your help for a top secret mission. The reward is 100 packs of cheese.
100 packs of cheese?!
That's right. I need you to sneak into a room without being seen and write down everything the people in there are saying on this paper. Can you do that?
For 100 packs of cheese, Philia can do anything!
I grin triumphantly as I high-five her flipper. Let's do this! Fleur de la Mar, here we come! History in the making! Lost in Blue. The next morning, I hide behind some cargo as I spy on the dive team making their final preparations. Heavy-looking equipment and machinery are being loaded onto a big boat as dark clouds begin to overtake the early morning sky. Thanks to Philia's notes yesterday, I know how everything's going down. Okay, I need to hide in one of these crates they're loading in. As I open a giant crate, I can't help but make a face at the strong, foul smell that comes out of it. Philia shakes her head at me like, there is heavy machinery in there. That thing moves, you're crushed.
No! Philia refuses to be stuck again in a stinky old book.
I grab the penguin and quickly close the lid of the crate when I spot 2 figures approaching. My heart beats loudly in my chest when I hear Professor Atlas's voice, along with that of another crew member. What's wrong, Atlas? Figured you'd be the most excited for this out of everyone here. Don't get me wrong, I truly am. It's just, I have a bad feeling about all of this that I can't seem to shake off. Right? Chin up, mate. You more than everyone else here have been through your fair share of dangers in the field. If there's anyone who can pull off this miracle dive, well, it's you. I think everyone on this team believes that the most. That's why we're even here. My thanks. I appreciate the token of faith. I'll load this one up too, will you? My heart slams in my chest as something hits the top of the box I'm hiding in. I cover Philia's beak as she attempts to squawk angrily. I look up and my heart throbs as I make out the professor's face through a slight crack in the wood. He stares longingly out into the distance before shaking his head. At least she's safe. That's all that matters right now. Oh? I didn't know you had a Mrs. Atlas. Is it that assistant you brought to the lab? What? No, she's just my mistress. My wife is home. I'm just kidding. Everyone thought it was strange when you arrived with her. The field's notorious lone wolf bringing someone along. Could have been in the morning headlines. She's a lot more than just my assistant. She's extremely talented in more ways than one. Whoa, locker room talk. Where did they need to hear this? Had this been a regular expedition, I'm sure she could have held her own as good as any of us, but not under these conditions. I just can't risk putting her in danger like that. I wouldn't know what to do with myself if something were to happen to her. Professor, see? Seriously? She jumped so fucking far beyond that. It's like, that's what he was saying to you. You should have realized. Maybe you wouldn't know the depth of it, but you're like, he thinks someone jumped. No. He's worried about your safety, dumbass. God. My pulse quickens as I can only stare helplessly at his solemn expression. Did you know how much you meant to him? No, but you had to know, he's trying to protect me because I'm new and I don't know what I'm doing. At least that. That's the bottom level where you should have been. Heat rises to my cheeks, and for the first time, I can no longer deny what I feel inside. God, I'm in love with him. I'm so stupidly in love with him. You and me both, girl. I'm just an idiot. A giant idiot. I know this isn't real. None of this is. I know this. And yet... Thoughts of our passionate night together and the sweet, tender morning we shared come floating into my mind. I quickly shake my head. No, it's not the time for that right now. I have to focus on getting on that ship. Professor, I'm sorry, but I'll definitely show you what I'm capable of, and I'll make sure we get that relic, no matter what. I look down to see Philia grinning suggestively as she makes kissy faces with her feet. The look on her face is hilarious. She's like, hey. My eye twitches as I put a finger to my lips.
Shh. I hope you know they can't hear me.
But I can, so shut it! Huh? Professor? Did you say something? Philly and I gasp as we notice the top of the box has shifted slightly open. I can see Professor Atlas's face from the opening, and he looks the other way. No! If I'm busted here, it's all over! It's all over! Quickly and carefully, I slide the box's cover back on properly without him noticing. Philly and I expectantly remain motionless as we wait for the verdict. No, I didn't say anything, did you? Oh, that's him. Oh, there's our cue. It's time to head out. I'll meet you on the out on the dock. Phew!
Phew!
Seconds later, a strong force moves the box upwards as we hear heavy machinery and directions being called out below us. I look out and gulp as I watch the box being lifted over the water and placed on the ship, all while I cover Philia's squawking beak. Sound effects were fun. Even from the box, I can feel the boat's velocity as it moves at lightning speed across the water. I can hear chatter and people barking orders from afar. I stare at the green-looking penguin next to me as she waddles back and forth before falling onto the ground.
Penguins weren't meant for water travel!
The fuck?
Shut up!
How do you get seasick? You're a penguin, for crying out loud! I immediately shut up as we hear some crew members run along the sides next to us. Moments later, I feel the boat begin to slow down dramatically. After a few minutes, it seems to stop completely. I prop myself up and peek out from under the box's lid. I spot a giant diving cage being ascended over the water as Professor Atlas and another researcher now don diving suits.
Aw, you're so cute, little birdie.
Oh gosh, his butt looks so good in that suit. He even gets a scuba suit. Hello, I need to see his ass in the scuba suit, thank you very much. And I'm just disappointed we don't get it.
Wait! Focus, you idiot! Focus!
Suddenly I hear a voice behind me and I duck back into the box. Yes, we're a tad understaffed, but nevertheless all is still going according to plan. I peer through the crack in the wood to see Dr. Lochdar's back as he speaks into a phone. Yes, I'll let you know the second we find something. The relic is going to ensure we're sitting pretty for the rest of our lives. And, she shouldn't get suspicious, right fucking now. A shame a certain professor won't be there to see it. I mean... Well, it's weird because I didn't think she figured out that he was shady AF right now. Because, like, there's more drama. Weird. I forgot about that. But yet at the same time, I do remember... But... Well, it's really bizarre remembering our good ending and our bad... Anyway, I raise my eyebrows, I watch him hang up the phone and head down towards the dock. Well, it's like weird because I feel like we're on the boat when we get our bad ending, but also there's a whole bunch of stuff that hasn't happened yet that I'm very confused. Sitting pretty. What does he mean? What a weird conversation. Before I can think too much, I hear the roar of thunder in the distance. I peek out of the box to see the skies are growing dark and fast. I look down at Professor Atlas as he stares out to the sea. My heart tightens in my chest. Because I remember being on a boat with Dr. Lockdar when we get the split for the good or the bad ending. Right? Like, I remember the boat thing, but yet it's not here because this is only chapter 8, and we still have 2 more chapters, and there's other stuff that happens not on the boat. It's very... Now I'm just like, what the hell? Did we come back out here for some fucking reason? I remember. Anyway. Oh, wait. Okay, no, we end up back out here on a boat, I'm pretty sure. Because it's not right now, but it was, like, really weird because my brain was like, wait. It's been a while since I played it the first time. If only I could go with him. Oh, wait. Now's not the time for self-pity. I came here on a mission. I gotta do what I can. I turn around and grab a bag filled with weird-looking bottles. Philly and I stayed up all night making magically infused potions to help with the dive. These won't do much, but they should at least help them get to the ship faster without having to worry about the murkiness of the water. Alright, time to pour these bad boys out. Ready, Philia? Suddenly, a commotion on the deck catches my attention. I peek out over the lid once again to see that the diver next to Atlas has begun throwing up badly over the edge of the boat. Various crew members attempt to help him, but his complexion is terrible and he can barely stand. I watch as people argue back and forth about what to do. Dr. Lockdar is screaming orders, but no one is following them. I'll go alone. My heart stops in my chest when I hear those words. Various crew members pipe up in protest, but Atlas shoots them his signature wry smile.
Psst! Hey, Master! What's this strange-looking thing? Can I eat it?
Fucking Philia. I look back at Philly and see that she's unearthed a diving suit near the bottom of the box. Convenient! I'm not complaining, it's funny. I bite my lip as I stare at the suit. It's convenient that it's perfectly our size and pink. Not fully pink, but through his eyes. Episode 8 too. And that's also what's interesting, is 2 of the routes have the split episode, part in our view, part in his view, and then the other ones have a full chapter. It's like interesting. I stare out at the sea in contemplation. My original diving partner is out of commission, and now I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place. I look out towards the equipment and the desolate look on my crew's faces. I'll go alone. Several of my crew members turn to look at me in shock as they speak up in protest. No! Atlas, it's a death wish going down there alone! You have no clue what could happen! Please reconsider, Professor! We can't even make out a foot down into the water and... Wait. Look over there! Unbelievable! Everyone directs their attention towards the edge of the boat as an incredible phenomenon takes place before our eyes. The water... it's clearing up. Magic! This we knew was magic, but it didn't, like, the ship slowly sinking over the edge of that precipice did not occur to me as being magic, but... Water that was murky beyond compare merely seconds ago was now miraculously clearing up and allowing us to peer deeply below. Dr. Lockdar lets out a bellowed laugh as he ushers the crewmen. It's a sign! See? Nothing to fear, old chaps. The heavens are on our side. Let's get this show on the road. No, it's still too dangerous for someone to go down there alone. Someone else has to go with him. But the rest of us have to stay up here and man the equipment in the ship. We don't have anyone else. I'll do it. I'll go with him. The blood drains from my face as I hear her sweet, familiar voice. touching that he thinks my voice is sweet instead of a train wreck, but I appreciate him for it. I'm just kidding. Look, it fits us perfectly. It makes our boobs look amazing, and it's pink. I'm just... She comes out though, it's all baggy and like falling off of us. It would look ridiculous, but it'd be funnier. Then old Doc comes to a hush as I slowly turn around and see Spacey. Spacey? Standing there with a defiant look on her face. She's dressed in a diving suit and her hands are balled up into fists, staring me dead in the eyes. Spacey, the hell are you doing here? I do my best to hide it, but my emotions seep through my voice. She shouldn't be here. She should be the furthest thing from this perilous place right now. I watch her as she marches up to me, refusing to back down. And that's why he loves us. I came to help. That's what I intend to do. I can feel my heart speed up at the sight of her beautiful face, but even more at the glint of confidence in her eyes. Even so, logic snaps me back into reality when thunder rumbles in the distance. Okay, look, I love thunderstorms, but I do not want to be like outside in a thunderstorm because like thunder and lightning, and I don't like driving in them. I sure as fuck don't want to be on a boat in a fucking thunderstorm, let alone under the fucking ocean in a thunderstorm. Fuck no, that's like the scariest fucking place to be in a thunderstorm. You got I love thunderstorms, but you have people like, I don't like thunderstorms. Like, I love thunderstorms, but I want to be in my house for them. I do not want to be outside in them. I do not want to be driving in a car in them. I don't like, there's stages where you're like, this is okay, thunderstorms. This is not okay. And it steps into the, like, that is like the fucking seventh circle of hell, which would be under the fucking ocean, scuba diving in the middle of a fucking thunderstorm. Fuck no! Terrifying. Like, okay. Look, the ocean is a magical place, and it's, like, kind of cool if you watch it. I don't want to go in the ocean, because Lord knows what's fucking touching me, and I sure as hell don't want to, like, no. I don't know what's under there. Like, I swim in pools. I don't want to swim in lake. Like, look, if it's a crystal clear lake and you can see everything, but even, like, it's a lake. I don't know what's in there. I don't know what's touching me. If I can't see my feet... Fuck no, I don't want to get in that shit. This is terrifying. And then there's a fucking typhoon... But I'm really excited about playing it in a game, but in real life, fuck no. I open my mouth to shut her down when... Perfect! Absolutely marvelous! She can join Professor Atlas and we can proceed as planned! Men, ready the oxygen tanks! Absolutely not! I will not allow it! Okay, Dad. My yell stops the entire dock dead in their tracks. Even Dr. Lockdar looks up in surprise at my unusual display of emotion. I turn over to look at Spacey in the eyes, but grit my teeth. She wears a heartbroken expression, the same one she wore yesterday during our argument in the meeting room. It's the same expression that haunted me the entire night as I wanted nothing more than to hold her in my arms and apologize for spewing words I didn't mean. But you're blaming yourself. I mean, you did say mistake, but it's like, this whole thing was a mistake. You said bringing you here was a mistake. Okay. What? Am I a joke to you? No! I don't want you to get hurt. Clarifying. It's not words you didn't mean. You meant that you didn't want me to be here. Bringing me here was a mistake only because of the current circumstances of the danger. And you're worried about us. Clarification is what we needed. That's all I'm saying. I tear my hands through my hair as I approach her and cup her cheek, not caring who's watching anymore. Spacey, please, listen to me. I can't risk putting you in danger like this. I just can't. I won't be in danger. I'll be right next to you, won't I? She looks up at me with eyes that almost crack my armor right then and there, but I manage to obstinately shake my head. I can't risk it. I can't risk her. I just can't. Don't worry, we're not at the ending yet, so it's fine. Professor Atlas, forgive the interruption, but I'm afraid we don't have a lot of options at the current moment. I will kill everyone if I don't get that cross. You'll go. I turn around to stare into the eyes of Dr. Lockdar. His expression is uncharacteristically dark, and his eyes are glaring daggers into me. This also... Okay, we heard his suspicious phone call. Atlas is seeing this look. I think the two of us should have been able to be like, there's something shady about him, right? Yeah, okay. I understand Professor Atlas being like, what? No, I mean, he's basically a dad to you, and you wouldn't want to think that, but this moment should be like a little, like, tick-tock, little flag. Just a little flag in the background, like, hello. Dr. Lockdar, she doesn't have any experience. How can I possibly... But she has guts, doesn't she? The guts to come aboard this boat knowing the perils full and well. She's so much more of a professional in my eyes than any other cowards who stay behind in that lab. His voice would be better, like, super angry psycho, but I couldn't do it. She's made her decision and it's quite clear, Professor, as have the rest of us. So now, what will yours be? I'm losing his voice, but whatever. The rest of the crew all turn to look at me expectantly. Spacey squeezes my hand and gives me an encouraging smile. Trust me, I'm your assistant and your student after all. I swallow hard as I let out a deep sigh. And now you've just told everyone, and they already know we're in love with each other, and now I'm gonna get fired. Fine, she can accompany me. But the second I give the order, I want you to pull her back up. No questions asked. Without a moment's notice, Dr. Lockdar begins barking orders again, and the crew starts moving fast. I watch as they load an oxygen tank on Spacey's back, and regret quickly sinks into me. It'll be fine. Okay, insert the picture of the little dog sitting there with the fire all around. It's fine! She wraps her arms around me and plants a small kiss on my lips as I stare at her. I can't help but crack a small smile as her excited expression washes away my doubts. Until we get down there and shit starts going to hell. You're in for some serious punishment when we get back, you know that? Oh, hi. I hear her laugh and it's like music to my ears. She holds my hand and smiles. I'm looking forward to it. She actually said that. I look forward to it, Professor. Let's find that relic first. Oh, damn. What? Oh, we enter the diving cage and I give the signal to begin lowering us down. I watch Spacey next to me peer excitedly into the clear water. I talk into a small microphone attached to my oxygen mask. 1, 2, can you hear me? Loud and clear, Professor! Me too! I look over at Spacey and can't help but chuckle as she shoots me 2 thumbs up. We breathe in as we slowly descend into the depths of the abyss. And we're dead. The end. Just kidding. After several minutes of sinking under and under, I glance below us. Oh my god! There it is! My eyes widen and I can feel the adrenaline pumping through my body as I take in the sight below me. You didn't know you needed to be underwater going on a dive, did you? But here it is! It's so exciting. And I love it. It's like, look, here's a goat. You're like, oh my god, it's so exciting! I wish I had the stones to do this in real life. I'm too old to, like, change careers and do this. But I'm just saying, don't you wish you had the stones to do this in real life? Like, I totally wish I could just, like, yeah, go on, like, treasure hunt. Be fucking exciting as shit. But, like, I would never actually do it in real life because I'd be terrified. But, man, that little bit, like, that person in my mind, there's a person in there that's like, this is so cool! Wish I could do it. But, like, if you were like, here, let's go snorkel. Fuck no, I don't want to go in the ocean. Hell no, this place is dangerous. But, like, man, I need to fucking, like, find all those shows on Hulu, like, all these, like, cool, like, it's like the ghost shows. They used to be so good, and then they start sucking now. Like, oh, all these fake oh my god, I could talk for days about how terrible those shows are. Plunged in the sands is an old ship that looks like it came out of the pages of a fairy tale book. The bow is severely damaged, but the ship itself is in astronomically pristine condition for its age, and for being sunken under the ocean's waves for half a millennia. I eye the markings on the ship and I can feel unbridled excitement coursing through my veins. We found her, the flower of the sea. I can hear cheers from the crew through my earpiece as Spacey laughs. My heart fills with delight as I squeeze her hand. Remarkable. Simply remarkable. How's she look, Professor? We can't see anymore from up here. Like I could waltz right into her captain's quarters. Keep lowering us down. I look over at Spacey, and even through her mask and gear, I can tell she's beyond ecstatic. She's so beautiful. Wow. As the cage finally reaches the floor, I inspect our surroundings. Slowly, I open the diving cage and emerge out with Spacey. As we swim closer, the sight of the ship becomes more and more surreal. Suddenly, we hear a loud loud rumble on the other end of the communication. Professor, I'm afraid we're on a time limit. The weather's getting worse up here. Let's try to pick up the pace. At his orders, Spacey and I nod and swim further out towards the ship. This is where having a nice dive camera, like that you could click, 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 and be taking a bunch of pictures would be nice. At least there's photographic evidence instead of just the sonar. You know what I mean? Somebody should have thought of that. About an hour later. I found it! Spacey's voice screeches into the microphone and I immediately turn around. I see her excitedly pointing at a glittering figure in the sand near the bottom of the bow. I swim closer and my heart thumps out of my chest as I stare at the sunken corner of a glimmering cross. My God's name, there it is. Thing I can't pronounce. Upon my words, I can hear as the crew begins to scream and cheer. Suddenly, the communication begins to grow fuzzy. Great! Out of there! It's pouring! Here! Typhoon! We got it back! I look towards Spacey and I point to my ear mic. She seems to pick up what I'm trying to say and nods. Communication seems to have cut off. Slowly I wade down and carefully salvage the relic into a prepared bag. Tie that shit around your neck. As we swim back silently towards the outside of the ship, I attempt to speak into the microphone again. 1, 2, 1, 2. Can anyone hear me? A white noise is my answer. No response. I watch as Spacey swims in front of me and I fall back slightly behind. Can't help but look back and marvel at the ship. For a few minutes I stare and try to engrave the amazing sight in my mind. Which again, click, 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 someone's taking photos. It's a shame we won't ever get to meet again, Flor Delamar. As I face forward once again, I can see our diving cage where we left it coming into view in the distance. As I swim forward, I realize Spacey has stopped swimming. I quickly swim to her and notice that she's still breathing and uninjured, but she's yelling something into her microphone. Her eyes are stricken in fear as I try to decipher what she's saying. Look to where she's pointing, maybe! What? She points ahead and the communication suddenly comes back. Like perfect timing. Shark! I turn my head to see a giant great white shark circling in on us. My body reacts on its own as I grab Spacey's hand. As I grab Spacey, hand her the bag with the artifact, and push her towards the direction of the cage. Spacey, listen to me. Stay calm and keep swimming towards the cage. Do not make any sudden movements. Swimming is kind of making movement. Not sudden, but I mean, I'm right behind you. Now go! I can see the terror in her eyes as she nods quickly. Hey, can you hear us? What's going on down there? It seems the Flor Delamar had an unexpected guest on board. Fish are friends, not food. Divers, on the other hand. It's a shark and it's freaking huge! Suddenly I heard Dr. Lockdart take over the microphone. Do you have the cross? I'm gonna feed it to the fucking shark, you bastard! He didn't give a fuck about us. Yes, I have it. We're nearing the cage, but... Remain calm and keep swimming, both of you. Just keep swimming. Atlas, don't take your eyes off that shark. Which type is it? Great White seems to be male. He's indeed quite large and looks very, very hungry. Look at all the fish around. I guess it's because they're all well, that's fucking Marlin right there looking for Nemo. Just as I say this, the shark changes course towards Spacey and viciously lunges at her. Punch him in the nose, Spacey! Don't you learn it? Bonk him on the nose with the cross. The power of Christ compels you. It's a fucking cross. Anyway, Spacey, look out! I'm sorry, I can't take this seriously now that I said that. I hear her scream through my earpiece as she reaches the cage and closes it just in time. The shark hits the metal bars over and over in an attempt to get to her inside. Without thinking, I pull out a knife in my suit and cut my arm. I watch as the blood seeps into the water in a desperate hope it will grab the predator's attention. Professor, no! What the hell's happening down there? My trick works as the shark sniffs out the blood and immediately changes course towards me. I hold the knife out defensively, yet continue briskly swimming towards the cage, in a roundabout fucking way. As Spacey opens the cage, the shark lunges in, but I make it in just in time and its face meets the metal bars of the enclosure. Pull us up now! Get the fuck out of here! Seconds after my orders, the cage lifts and fast. I feel like he's like, get us out of here now! And they're like, wow, Spacey, you screech really loud. That wasn't me. The shark lunges at us again and again as I hold Spacey in my arms. Right as we begin to approach the surface, the water grows murky again and we can't see a thing. That's even more terrifying. The water is now murky. You're under the fucking ocean in a thunderstorm. The current's gotta be fucking crazy. There is a shark and you can't see anything! Everything seems to grow eerily quiet as the cage continues to make its ascent. For a few moments, I can only feel my heart pounding in my chest as I look around warily. Grip tight. I'd be gripping that bag so hard my fucking fingers would break. I feel Spacey tense in my arms as we finally near the surface. Suddenly, through the murk, the shark hits the cage again, and Spacey screams. I watch as the bag with the relic inside slips through the bottom of the cage and begins to sink downwards. Just as I'm about to dive down to snatch it, Spacey reaches out through the bars of the cage and grabs it. The shark sees this as an opportunity and lunges at her arm. I mean, didn't I tell you it was going to get exciting when I went under the ocean? She retracts her arm back just in time, and the shark bites at the murk. I can hear cheering as we're finally lifted out of the water and into the air. Below us, we can see the fin of the shark for a few moments before it dives down below and doesn't resurface. You did it! Spacey and I can't help but smile as we hold the bag with the relic up and remove our masks. I can see tears coming out of her eyes as we're carefully lowered onto the platform. Without even giving it a second thought, I pull her into my arms and give her a bruising kiss. I feel her kiss back with the same fervor as she runs her hands through my hair. As we part, we're greeted by the crew members already busy at unloading and helping us out of the cage. Dr. Lochter and the others clap as we step out of the cage and take our first wobbly steps back onto the solid deck of the ship. History in the... making? I look back at Spacey and my heart stops as I watch her eyes flutter closed as she falls lifelessly to the floor. Yeah, we fainted. Strangers at night. Anyway. So, that's where we're going to end it. I know this part was really long, but that's because I rambled a lot. But anyway. It's exciting! You didn't know you needed that shit in your life! Like, we have to get there! Now there's a shark! And oh my god. Like, I love it so much. Like, I didn't know I needed an Otome game all about fucking, like, exploring ancient ruins, but now I really fucking want it, and I feel like I want to watch Indiana Jones, or, like, fucking, like, now you go find Discovery Channel fucking shows about, like, shit like this. I don't know. Like, I didn't know I needed an Otome game like this until this route was in here, and I was like, shit! Oh my god! Anyway, I still need my pirate one, okay? Like, just saying, but anyway, I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.